Hello, my friends. Happy Friday. Welcome to episode 233 of Why Did I Buy This? My name is Lynsay. Welcome. I am from Canada and I have been crafting for 22 years. Actually, my 23rd anniversary with Stampin Up is coming up in March. What? Okay, so I wanted to share with you a few things today. But the biggest news is that I used an item that I saved just in case. If you watch the tour of my craft room, I can add it to the comments here. If you watched that tour, you saw a little look into like saving things that you think could be used for something fun in crafting. And I did it, y'all. I did it. I made it happen. I feel like a holiday should be created around this. So anyway, it's kind of exciting to get to share with you. It's going to be my PYP project, so hold on. We'll get there. But the other thing that's really exciting about today is I'm sharing with you some sneak peeks of things that are coming up in March with our online exclusive. We have a whole bunch of new products coming and I am really, really excited about them. As you tune in, please say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If you're watching the replay, of course, you can let me know that too. What are you guys working on right now? Are you crafting today? Are you working today? What's on your agenda? It is like a crazy warm day here in Edmonton. Like it's been upwards of the like 8 Celsius, which is weird for February. So although we've had a ton of snow, it's all melting like crazy. So everything's very mucky right now. If you're a dog owner, you know that this is the least favorite time for walks because it's just like the undercarriage just gets real dirty for dogs. So we're always wiping paws and things. But other than that, the weather has been beautiful. Let me see, what have I been working on in my studio? I've been playing a lot with our new Stampin' Positioner. I'm going to talk a bit about that and how you can get yours for free, as well as we're going to be using it on a project today. I have a tutorial that I need to work on. I'm doing an orientation for some new demonstrators on my team. I have a corporate event that I'm doing in a couple days, so I'm just finishing up the prep work on that. So yeah, lots of things going on in my studio today. Hello friends, hello. Great to see you. So now's a good time to share this video with friends because yeah, write it on the calendar. I used that thing that I saved because it was cool and I thought I could do something with it. Okay, so I'm going to do the awkward transition. We're going to talk about some of the things that are going on in February with Stampin' Up, and then I'm going to walk you through some really cute projects. Okay, awkward transition, so sorry. I don't do any of the hardcore techie things because I just don't want to pay for it, and I just don't really think it's necessary. All right, for now. All right, here is what is going on in February. So the first thing first, we have an exclusive join offer. So you can sign up and get the demonstrator starter kit, and you are going to get our new Stampin' Positioning tool for free. This is about a $78 value when you add in the shipping and tax you would normally pay. And you also get to choose $165 of product for just $135. And the beauty of that is there is no shipping or GST charged on it. So you're actually saving, with the addition of the positioning tool, about $135. So you're paying $135, but you're getting about $270 for free. If I just did my quick math there. Yeah, I think I did. So that is such a good deal. It's a great time to join. People join for all sorts of reasons, and it's really important that you know that whatever reason you buy the starter kit is a great reason. Lots of people are savvy shoppers who like to get a discount because with your starter kit, you're going to get a minimum 20% discount on all of your Stampin' Up purchases. Of course, some people do it so that they can run classes or make cards for businesses. And some people like to do it as a business like I do. So now's a good time. There's the QR code. You can scan it if you live in Canada and join my team. Next up, If you placed an order in January, you earned bonus days coupons when your order was over $60. So you got a $6 coupon with every $60, and now is the time to go ahead and redeem those. Now, a question you might have is, can I redeem it for the starter kit? The answer is no, but those coupons you can use on any of your future orders, and you'll be getting a discount of 20% plus all your coupon discounts. So you're going to be able to get a lot of product for a nice price. So now is the time. You have until the 28th of February. The next thing I want to talk about is our product of the month. So we had a product of the month in January, and that was the Fabulous Sayings. I've gotten so much use out of this stamp set. It's great. And then we have a new product of the month that came out in February. This one is called the Painted Illusions 12x12 Designer Series paper. Now, the way this works is when you place a $100 Canadian order before your shipping and tax, it unlocks your product of the month. And then for $5, you can purchase this add-on product. That's the only way you can get it. It's exclusive to that purchase. In May, that price is going to go up to $7. So the $5 is the introductory price for the product of the month. And if the product of the month from the previous month, if there's still any available, you can actually choose. So there's 3 to choose from right now, so you can still get this amazing stamp set. Okay, finally, before I forget, if you love these videos and you're thinking to yourself, Lynsay, I just want to hang out with you more. I mean, who wouldn't? So this is a great way to do it. We have a VIP club called the Why Did I Buy This Maker Club. And it's a great place for exclusive crafting. We send out a curated maker kit every month that has a sampling of product that you can play with. And my pal Meg Loven and I, we do a video that's just for you. And we show you the ways that we would use the product. Now, this is not product that's been pre-cut into specific projects for you, because we know that sometimes that's a problem for you and you have all of these classes that you intended to do and it's just sitting there and you can't put it back into your collection because it was made to be a project. So this is great because it is product that is meant to be used however you want, okay? So I will put in the comments the link to sign up for this. It is a great place to try out. It's month to month, so you don't have to worry about it being a committed thing. If you join for 6 months, though, you do get a special gift from us. But this is a great way to do it. Now, if you're like, hey, I just didn't really want all the product because I have a lot of things in my collection and I just want ideas, you can do that too. There's a lesser price for that. So it's $15 per month to do that, okay? So $35 Canadian, it includes your shipping, it includes your maker kit, or you can join for $15 a month. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to show you some new online exclusives. These have not been released to the public yet, but what I want you to know is that if you decided to go ahead with the demonstrator starter kit and get your free positioning tool, you can actually select these products in your starter kit. So you get a kind of a bonus first look. So let me show you the designer series paper for, this is called the Homemade Sweetness DSP. So you can see it has all these really great preserves and jam images, as well as like nice culinary kind of things and spring things. I love the little honey bear there. And this one's my favorite piece with the little cute ladybugs. Okay, now I'm gonna flip it over and show you what the other side looks like, because all our designer series paper is double-sided. This is so cute with the hearts. We got the checks, and then we have, this one's fun, it's like notebook paper, and just some misty moonlight there. And if you're ever wondering, all of the colors for the paper is always listed on your backing that comes in the designer series paper. One of the ways I store my paper is I just go ahead and I put a bull clip on the top, and then I can go ahead and slide any cut pieces into there, and it keeps it all together so I don't lose any of the pieces. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit. Now, before I get started on the project, I wanted to show you the first bundle that we're going to be using. So this is called the Made with Sweetest bundle. So it has a stamp set that is primarily designed, I think, for scrapbooking and really large greetings. It does have some dies to cut out these little guys, and you'll see those there. But most of it is a standalone stamp set. So there you can see is our little bugs. But most of the dies are designed to create these like three-dimensional fruit. But what really stood out to me was these two things. Okay, so this helped solve a problem in my collection. With these new style of stamps, I really like to have my stamps and my dies together. And I also really like them to be alphabetically organized. It just helps me so I don't have to flip through a whole bunch of things. Okay, but what I was finding is that I didn't have a file folder that could work to be able to like organize those dies. And then I saw these and I went, oh my goodness, this is going to solve a problem. So what I did was I brought in a piece of crumb cake and I cut it at 4 1/8 inch. Now look for the side that has the cutting blades on it, and we're just going to I always do this opposite, wait, like this. We're just going to fold it in so that only one side of the paper is through that. So then when you run it through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, it's only going to cut the top. It's not going to cut the bottom. And that's going to give me a piece of paper. I cut it at 10 inches so that it could sit with my dies. So let me show you. I don't know if I can get this under here in a way. So here you can see I've got my dies and my stamps all together, and I've got it organized with those tabs. Now I'm just going to pull one out here for a second to show you this. Okay, so here's the section A through E, and you can see it lines up so that the paper is just taller than the dies and the stamps so that I can see that above the packaging. Now, when I have these in here, the individual stamp sets are just going to go alone, but when I have my dies, I just clip them together like so. It's just a little bit less expensive than having to buy magnets or any of those things, and it just keeps them together so that when I'm looking for them, I can easily find them and flip them to be able to tell. Now, something that you'll notice here is all of the colors are, all of the bulk clips are colored, but what I'm going to do, I just got my Amazon order actually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use black clips for things that are current, that are like actively being used in my online store. And I'll have colored ones for things that are retired or that are going to onto the last chance list. Now, if you're a customer, you probably don't really care what's retired and what's current. But for me, as somebody who's demonstrating and showing you all the things that are that you can currently buy, I want to make sure that I know how to label it when I'm using it with you. Because I do keep things, if you remember from my video of my tour of my craft room, I do use things that, I keep things that are retired if I like them. And so I just want to remind myself. So that's how I'm going to do it. Black ones are going to be what's current, and the colored ones are going to be what is retiring. Okay, so let's get started on our first project. Now today's video is a little different because the projects are, all three of them are slightly different than what you might normally see from me. And so that's kind of fun. So I'm going to bring back in this die set again. So this one is called the Made with Sweetest bundle. And like I said, there's a stamp set and a folder. And you can see there's the item code in case you wanted to add that to your starter kit. So I'm going to bring out the largest of the file folders. And these are pretty big, like it's 6 1/4 inches when it's cut by 5 inches. So I'm going to bring in a piece of designer series paper, and I cut it out backwards, and I'll show you why here in a minute. So this came out like this. And what I wanted to do was create a very cute way to showcase a recipe. Now, I have to tell you a secret. Maybe this isn't a secret if you've been watching for a while, but I'm not a cook. I don't cook at all. My husband, Bruce, loves to cook, and he's a phenomenal cook. And so I'm the dishwasher and the conversationalist. Occasionally I'll chop something, but I am not the active cook in our family. So when you see how I grabbed a recipe, you're going to laugh. So this is actually just copied and pasted from a website, tastebetterfromscratch.com. And what I did was I just put it into Canva and I put it stacked it. One recipe here and one recipe here. So this is just an easy freezer jam recipe. So I have not tried this recipe, but the reviews looked really, really good. And so we're gonna assume it's a good recipe. I mean, it's strawberry jam. It's gotta be good. Okay, so I printed this out onto cardstock. And then I'm going to run it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine just like this. So when I do that, we get this. So here we've got it all cut out. So now we're going to layer these two pieces together. Now I'm going to bring in my glue, and you can see now why I die cut it backwards. So we're just going to go ahead and add some glue. And now I'm going to stick that on top. Make sure we've got the edges all together. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we've got this fun little file folder recipe. So you could handwrite this if that was your thing. But so often people will say, oh, this is so good. How did you make it? Maybe you got it from a website. You can do it this way. Or maybe this is a tried and true handed down recipe over the years. You can do that too. So let's go ahead and decorate the front like a card. So I'm going to bring in a piece of Misty Moonlight, which is one of the colors that's in this collection. Get my adhesive primed. Okay, and so then we're going to put this across. This is just a busy DSP, and so I wanted to give like a focal point on here. And from the Filled with Sweetness bundle, this is going to be fun. I'm going to show you the second project uses this one. There are so many cute little labels in here. And so I've gone ahead and cut out one of the labels, and that's this one here. And we're going to stamp from that same stamp set, Secret Sea, which is, we all love Secret Sea. It's a nice dark blue. And also from our Made with Sweetness dies, you'll see that you have the ability to make a strawberry. So I've cut out the two pieces. One is in strawberry slush and one is in white. And I wanted it to be in white so that the little seeds kind of pop out. And so I'm going to use my glue, and I'm just going to add a few dots of glue here. Just like that. We'll flip this over. This looks like a guitar pick too. Oh, wait. Like this? Yeah, that's better. Okay, so now you can see the little seeds are popping out. And I've also got here cut out an old olive, the little topper for the strawberry. And I'm going to bring in some mini dimensionals. And we'll add a couple in the background here. Are you guys curious to see what the product is that I saved and actually used? Yeah, I know, it's wild. Okay, so look how cute that is. Oh, I love it. Okay, so now we're going to decorate the front of this. I'm bringing in the ribbon, the Misty Moonlight checkered trim that is made to coordinate with this product suite. And I'm just going to make a little loop like this, okay? And I'm going to bring in Stampin' Seal Plus just to give a little bit of extra strength to my loop. But the heavy lifting is going to be done from the dimensionals. So I'm going to bring in my dimensionals, a new sheet of dimensionals. How spoiled are we? And we're going to add one on top there. So we're just putting in that insurance policy of dimensionals. Now, if you were a demonstrator in the past and you wanted to rejoin with a starter kit, did you know that that's totally fine? You're allowed to do that. There's no limit to the number of times you can join Stampin' Up. It is a very friendly process because we just love our smart shoppers. Okay, so we've got our little strawberry here. This is gonna go on the side like that. And then these adorable embellishments, these are called strawberries and dots. These are $12.25. They have these super cute strawberries here. Oh my goodness, but I'm gonna use these ones up here. And so with my Take Your Pick tool, we're gonna grab a large and a small. And there you go. So now you've got this really cute way to showcase your recipes, and yeah, really fun. Now, one of the things that you might have noticed with that paper that I cut out, the back side of it is this lined paper. So if you really wanted, you could just go ahead and handwrite your recipe on the back of this lined paper. Okay, so that's project number 1 using our new online exclusives. Let's move on to project number 2. Okay, this one is so fun. Let me show you, first of all, our new positioning tool. So I did a whole video on this a couple of days ago. Go back and watch episode 232. This one, I used it in a number of different ways. There's lots of techniques you can do with it. So bringing back in the Filled with Sweetness dies and stamps, you can see this is a very large die. So it's designed to be able to make a card from that, okay? So it already has the score line in it. Plus there's all these cute little labels and stuff, okay? So let me bring in, I cut out with the basic beige, that little jar, plus a couple of other pieces here we're gonna work with in a sec. So I'm gonna open up my stamps and bring out that jar. Now, because you're working with small lines, I would recommend not pulling, but kind of maneuvering. So you'll notice I'm moving my thumb along the packaging to get this off without ripping the stamp. The stamps are pretty hardy, but that's one I just kind of had that feeling of like, you kind of want to be careful with that. So with our positioning tool, we're going to use the big platform here. You'll see that I have added on the grid paper. This is a must in my opinion. It's not included with the platform. It's a separate purchase, but I really think it's a great idea. So we're going to go ahead and line up the edge of our card with the edge of this grid paper. And then I'm going to bring in that jar. You want to make sure that the stamping side is down, and we're just going to line that up so it's ready to go. Beautiful. And then bring in the plate. You want the Stampin' Up logo to be right side up, and you're gonna give it a press, and that's going to pick that up. Now you'll notice that it moved my jar, so I wanna push it back into place. I'm using those nubs here to line it up, as well as the edge of that. Okay, I'm gonna bring in my basic beige, and I'm gonna ink up the jar. And now I'm going to flip that over and give it a press. Like so. Beautiful. Okay. So now I wanted to do something fun because, you know, jars are often glass and almost always glass. And so I wanted to make this feel like glass. So here's our technique. I'm going to fold it on the score line, so I'm only putting this Versamark onto the front. Now this is a time where you're going to want to use Versamark instead of your white because we want it to be clear. And I'm just going ahead and pushing that ink pad into our design. I'm not going to put it on the top because we're going to cover that up. And it's a little bit easier to stick things down if there's not embossing on it. So now I'm going to bring in my embossing powder. This is clear embossing powder, and I'm just going to run it over top of the whole jar. Make sure it's all the way across. And now we're going to heat emboss it. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Karen. Good to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in today. Have you tried this technique before? So you'll notice as it gets shiny that it's embossing. And that's just the plastic from the embossing powder is melting. There we go. So you can do multiple layers on here, and that will help you get a look of like really shiny. I don't know if you can tell, there's like a bit of texture right now on this jar, but for the sake of time, I'm only going to do it once. But if you were doing it at home, you could definitely do it multiple times. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in a die cut lid, which I just did with the dies that coordinate. I just have embossing powder everywhere now. Okay. And I'm going to bring in my new sheet of dimensionals, and we're just going to layer those on top. And now we can put this on top of the jar, just like that. Okay, lovely. Now we have this label here. So the first thing I'm going to do from the Filled with Sweetness, we have a strawberry, so an actual stamp of a strawberry. And I'm going to stamp that on the side. And I want to use my blending brush or not blending brush, what is this called? Stampin' Blend marker. Nope. What is this called? A blender pen. There we go. Gosh, it's been around forever. So this is, something that you might have in your collection. Bring them out. They're fun to play with. Okay, I'm just going to take off a little bit of the excess and then kind of drag that in over the strawberry. So it makes for really, really light coloring, which we want because we're going to stamp over top of it here. So there's our little strawberry that's been colored with our blender pen. Blender pens come in a pack of 3. They are clear and they pick up whatever the pigment is. So when you're done, just scribble off until it runs clear, and then it's ready for your next color. So now I'll bring in my memento and stamp the greeting, "You're the sweetest." And now we can add that to our card. So I'd recommend using Stampin' Dimensionals or Terran tape for this because we have that embossing on there. So we just want something with a little bit of extra sticking power. So this is going to go on like so. And then we're going to bring in those embellishments again. I can't stop myself. These are just so cute. So we're going to add a couple of those. Now on the inside, I'm going to bring in something different. So part of the scrapbooking options for this suite is you can get the designer series paper with a sticker sheet. And so you can see I've pulled out some of the stickers here to use inside the card. And these are called the Made with Sweetness sticker sheet and DSP. So I'll skip over and show you the other project here. So here you can see, so this one I put 3 layers on it. Can you see how different that looks? So there's the one we just made with 1 layer, and this is the one we made with 3 layers. So it's kind of a labor of love, but it really does make it look more like glass. And then when you open it up, you can see there's some of the stickers that I've used, and this is where we could add a little note. So cute, right? Okay. Now I'm going to move on to the final one. So again, if you watched my studio tour, you saw one of the crafters' dilemmas is that we see things that we know would be fun to use, and then we save them, and then they sit there. So I made a commitment to use the pool party coffee tray holder. And now for my PYP card, I'm going to share with you how I used my pool party coffee holder. Do you guys know what I mean? The tray that holds the drinks when you come out of the coffee shop. Okay, so first of all, I had these little coffee cups in my collection. I believe at one time these were Stampin' Up. We had like a die that maybe coordinated with these. And so I'm a junkie for like packaging ideas. I love like things that hold little things. So this is one of those things that I say. However, you can easily get coffee cups at any of your like grocery stores or, you know, supply shops. So this is an easy one to come by. So here is what I did. I have done some of the heavy lifting here with my die cutting. And I have this little paper cup. And I wanted originally to put a wrap on it, but it's actually quite difficult to do a wrap on something that has a smaller base than it is wide. Like this is smaller than here. And that goes in a circle. I found that nothing was lining up properly. And so instead I brought in these filled with Sweetest dies, and I just did a little thing like this. So I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus, and I'm going to add that all the way. I want to make sure my edges are covered. Okay. And then I'm going to find the seam on the cup, and on the opposite side, we're going to stick that down. So now we have our little label, and I cut this out in basic white. And so you can go ahead and stamp whatever you like, but I'm just going to bring in the You're the Sweetest. We'll stamp that in Secret C. And we can use our dimensionals. We're going to flip that over. And I'm going to kind of be a little overzealous with the dimensionals because it's being stuck on a curve. So we want it to have as much help as we can sticking it on the curve. Okay. So this is going to go like that. Already so cute. Okay. So next, there's this cute little ribbon, and I needed to bring in the pool party from my tray. And so I'm going to just use my glue and add a little bow here. Are you guys excited? I know, one of us did it. One of us used the thing that we've been holding on to. There's hope for us all. Okay, and then I have these little flowers. Again, these are from the Filled with Sweetest dies. And I just used the foam adhesive sheets to be able to create a flower that has, it's like having a dimensional on the flower. So we're going to just stick that on the top. Okay. And then finally, I'm going to bring back in these adorable strawberries and dots. And I'm going to take one of these strawberries and I'm just going to set it in the center of that flower. Okay, so that is the cup. And then I'm going to bring in the lid. So a couple things here. We have this little tag, again, cut out from that same, that is a banging die set. I used so many things out of that die set today. And so you want to be able to put a little greeting on here. I didn't pull anything out. Let me see if there's something in the stamp set that I want. So here we've got maybe the thank you. Yeah. Okay, lovely. I have my blocks here. I'm going to grab a block and just stamp thank you. Lovely. And then what I'm going to do with the lid is I'm going to bring in some of my linen thread, and I run it through my fingers just to pull that curl out of it so it does what I want it to do, not what it wants to do. And I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to run that through the tag. And then pull it through like that. Okay, I wanted to attach it and see how there's this handy little hole. It's on all coffee cups. So I just used my take your pick, and I am going to stick this on top, and I'm going to push that through. So again, any coffee cup. You could do this with any coffee cup. So we're just going to now tie a knot. I'm watching for the 2 weeks leading up to Valentine's Day, I always watch rom-coms. It's so much fun. I love it. It's just adorable. And so if you have any favorite rom-coms, make sure you leave it in the comments so that I have things to watch, because I burn through a couple a day. Okay, I'm going to bring back in that super cute Ladybug Designer Series paper, also from the Homemade Sweetness. And I'm going to use a 1 3/4 inch circle punch. Oh, I didn't punch that properly. This is an old style punch, but I believe we still have that one. Okay, and now I'm going to bring in my glue, and I'm just going to add glue along the top of my lid, like that. And then we'll add this on to the lid. Okay, so I'm going to bring back in my flower with the foam adhesive on it, and we're going to stick that on like so, and then I'm going to use my little secret C dot, and that's going to be the top. So now this is ready to be filled, and we can add the lid on, and here we've got this really cute little gift. Okay, so are you ready to see how I used my pool party tray? I know, it's a miracle. But you guys inspired me because you were all insistent that you would have kept it too. And I just wanted to show you that it can happen. So I'm going to a baby shower this weekend. And so I really wanted to use that tray to make a way to hold the little gift for the mom-to-be. So you can see I used all different versions of mom for the tags. And then each one of the coffee cups will have a different something in it. So for example, this one here, it doesn't have to be expensive, right? This is just these really, really, really yummy chocolate cups. These are, I got them at Costco. They have a Canadian stamp on them, so I'm assuming they're just from Canada. But you probably have something similar you could add in there. But I just was like, we're going to add a little chocolate for mom. And I wanted to get her a Starbucks gift card because everybody knows that a new mom needs something to keep them going. This one here, I just have in some Lindt chocolates. And then the final one, I'm going to get a gift card. I was thinking about a gift card for Shoppers Drug Mart, because then, you know, if you needed baby wipes or any sort of baby paraphernalia, it could be there. So you can see here is the little tray all ready to go for the mom-to-be. It's a little hard to see. There we go, a little bit taller. So what do you think? Did I do a good job? The pool party tray came in handy, and I just added a little bit of Ready Shreddy in there to make it look cute. I think I'll wrap it in a cello bag and put a tag on it, but yeah, there we go. I used it. I did it, y'all. I did it. It's amazing. It's a miracle. I used the thing that I saved. Okay, so one more time, if you are interested in joining with the Demonstrator Starter Kit and getting that positioning tool for free, now is the time. You can go ahead and scan that QR code. I'll have the links in the comments. Being a part of my team, I'm really, really happy to support whatever reason you're joining Stampin' Up. I have been doing this almost 23 years, and I have found that it's just really great to have a community of people who love to do similar things to you as you. So you're going to find like-minded friends who love to craft. So now's the time. So, and remember, you can add this suite to your online starter kit order. And so these are the things. I'm just going to bring in the one cup here to show you. So yeah, and you could, if you don't have a tray, I mean, first of all, go buy your friend some coffee and you'll get one. But just using a coffee cup like this is a great way to be able to add a little gift card or some chocolates or something. Coming up with Valentine's Day around the corner, this is a really cute way that you could do office treats for your pals at work. Yeah, so there you go. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode of Why Did I Buy This? I hope you now know that you need this and you should buy it. So you can head to my online store and go ahead and shop. The products I showed today are available in March unless you want to add it to your starter kit. Here is the collection code. It's $132. So you could still pick out a little bit more than $30 in your starter kit because you get to pick $165 worth of product. Okay, my friends, have a great weekend. Have fun crafting. Bye for now.